It's your boy Rob. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new, hit that subscribe button below and let's get started. So this week's video will be once again checking out the latest Nintendo stuff I managed to pick up, and once again happens to be quite an eclectic menagerie of things. Unfortunately, none of my eBay purchases have arrived yet, so it is only the stuff I managed to pick up at pawn shops and good old game traders, which my cuz visited. Thanks Dave, and he bought me a bunch of stuff. Pretty much every single thing here today is everything he managed to find for me. So excellent, and I do appreciate you, Davey. So thank you very much. So without any further ado, let's check out the first thing he managed to get for me, and that happens to be Badushka, a good old amiibo. These are pre-owned, so obviously someone bought them and traded them into Game Traders, as it's known, Game Traders. And this one is Bowser Jr., absolutely amazing. I missed out on a lot of these ones, so really happy to get some of these finally back. Or not back, but finally get it into my collection, so that's fantastic. Even though this one is pre-owned, it is pretty damn good condition, so obviously someone's kept them nicely on the shelf and not damaged them in the slightest, so that is quite cool. And that's another one from my Super Smash Bros. Collection of amiibos. And the next thing he managed to find for me is another amiibo, and this one is good old Fox McCloud. Also 15 bucks, absolute bargain. This one is, yeah, 15 bucks as well. So really cheap. I love it when I find amiibos for super cheap that are still in box. So that is absolutely excellent, and I do love myself the good old first party Nintendo characters. They are absolutely awesome, and they normally do fetch a pretty penny on the on the secondary market, as it's known. So this one's really cool, and really stoked I managed to get these two bad boys. And they will go on one of my shelves either at home or in the studio somewhere. Absolutely no idea, because I have that many that I absolutely have no idea where I can actually start storing them. So a bit of a downside of a Nintendo addict. And the next thing he managed to find for me is a good old Nintendo 64 game, and it's nothing spectacular, but it is something I don't currently have, and that happens to be Badushka. Good old Tigger's Honey Hunt. Is it Tigger's? Yeah, Tigger's Honey Hunt. No idea why it's Tigger's Honey Hunt instead of Winnie the Pooh, since he's the honey fiend. So yeah, we won't go into that, but there it is. 25 bucks for this one, so relatively cheap, even if I say so myself, especially for a Nintendo 64 title, as most of them do fetch pretty pennies these days, as they are highly collectible and sought after. But as you can see, the front label of this one is pretty damn good condition, even if I say so myself. And look at that, the back of it is finally intact. Even if I say so myself, that is absolutely beautiful. It's one of the rarer games that I managed to get where the back label is not destroyed. This one does, however, have a little bit of sticker residue on the front, which I will try to remove as best as I can. Not sure if that will work, because then I might damage the label, and I'd rather have sticker residue on it than a destroyed front label. And also, the top of it is yellowing slightly, which is not a big deal, because I can actually retro brighten this one with some hydrogen peroxide and a good old UV light if I so choose to. So that's one less from the good old Nintendo 64 catalog, and I'm just over halfway through, so plenty more Nintendo games I do need to get, but most of them are either really expensive, or a lot of the sports games which I don't really want, to be quite honest with you. And then finally, he managed to get down to Cash Converters and found an absolute gem. And I mean, this is an absolute gem. I've been looking for one of these for absolutely dog's ears. And it's been years and years since I could find one, because no one's got one or is not willing to part with one. But this one I did manage to find, and it was a pretty expensive buy. I think it was about $200 if I'm not mistaken. And that happens to be, boom! Yeah, finally got one in a good old collection, and that happens to be a Game Boy Micro. Didn't even know these were ever released at the time when they were released. I wasn't really into Nintendo at that time. I was in my early 20s, so other priorities than collecting took over, such as getting a girlfriend and going out clubbing and that kind of stuff, as you do when you're, in your early 20s and things like that. So, and then finally came back to that hobby in my mid-30s. Don't tell anyone. But yeah, really stoked with this one. Don't have any of these at the moment, so this is my first one. I know the faceplates are interchangeable and stuff like that. But yeah, really stoked with this. What else can I say? Even though it is very expensive, not many people do want to part with these things. So they are very hard to find, or there is not many of them floating around, because yeah, I think this was one of the last Game Boys that was ever released by Nintendo. But as you can see, even though this one was $200, it is in fair cosmetic condition. Front plate is pretty good. Black, a few scratches here and there, they are replaceable, but ideally I don't want to replace it with a third-party one, so if I can find a first-party Nintendo one, I will try to replace it. If not, it will just be as is. There is a bit of dust under that faceplate as well, which I will have to clean up as best as I can. And even though they are silver and stuff, this one fed pretty nicely. Not very scratched, nothing like that. Even like that logo Nintendo Game Boy thing is intact. A lot of the time that you do see these on Facebook, on eBay that pop up, they are damaged to all hell. That is why I've kind of not bought one, because I don't really want a damaged one in the collection. I'd rather have one that looks pretty damn good. Unfortunately, I don't have a Game Boy Advance game where I can chuck in, but I did charge this one up and it does work beautifully. Boots up nicely, sound is nice and crisp on it. So that is fantastic. A lot of the time the speakers go out on the good old Game Boys, but this one is absolutely phenomenal. And I'm so stoked I managed to get this one finally into the good old Game Boy collection. I do have many Game Boys. How many Game Boys? God, I think I'm about 25 Game Boys at the moment. So, but this one I've never had before, never seen them as a, like I said, a young adult. I never knew they even existed until much later on. So really stoked I managed to get this one. But yeah, so yeah, that'll do me for this video. If you enjoyed the video, guys, please hit that subscribe button, leave a comment below, give us a thumbs up, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!